All right, let's get this party started. You ready, Carolyn?
Thank you. Yes, I am Lawrence. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to all of our attendees and delegates to the Leadership Convention 2023 Attendee Delegate Orientation. Tonight, we'll be sharing with you some information that you need to know before you get to our event. Some of it for the people who have been before, maybe a little bit repetitious, but since we have so many new things this year, I have no doubt that some of the information will both excite you and make you even more excited about the fact that you're coming. For all of our new people, you are in for a treat. I have to say, and I do admit that I am a bit biased, that this is the best training that you will ever receive as far as PTA is concerned. The number of workshops, the quality of workshops, and the presenters that you will have guarantee that you'll learn a lot. The activities that have been planned guarantee that you'll have a little fun. And the other leaders that you meet guarantee that your networking opportunities will make you a stronger leader when you leave. So lean in, learn a lot. At the end of the presentation, ask lots of questions, come prepared to learn, have fun, and network. Back to you, Lawrence.
All right, thank you, Carolyn. Let me get set up here. All right, so first I want to apologize. My neighbor decided he was going to mow the yard, right when we started this presentation. So you'll probably hear a lot of background noise on my end, but I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And I guess we just want to take a really quick moment just to do some introductions with our EC members. And so I believe I see Bert Miller is here. He's our Vice President for Region and Councils.
Good evening, everybody. Looking forward to seeing everybody next week.
Karen Mazzola, our VP of Education.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome.
Maxine Lewers, our President-elect.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
And I believe Jude Bruno, our treasurer, is also attending tonight.
Good evening, everyone, and looking forward to seeing you at Leadership Convention. Welcome.
All right, and we also have our chair for the Leadership Convention is here, Tony Nielsen.
Good evening.
As well as our vice chair, Katie Burrs.
Hi, everybody. Looking forward to seeing everybody.
Now, I don't see Charmaine on, and our secretary, Melanie Williams, is taking a needed vacation before convention starts because it's going to be busy next week. Now, one of the things that we always do with every presentation is to start off with the mission. And our mission is to make every child's potential a reality by engaging and empowering families and communities to advocate for all children. And this is pretty much what drives everything. And I mean everything that we do for all children. And I stress the all in that. And when I say all, that is each and every. Now, for those of you that are new or have not been to Florida Convention here at the Omni, if you look at the map, it kind of gives you a pretty good layout of the things that are available around the hotel. And so what I will say is that there's a lot to do, so when our activities during the day are done, there's a lot to do at night, plenty of places to eat. You've even CVS, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, depending on what side of the fence you're on. In addition,
Lawrence.
yes.
Sorry, the presentation is not showing.
Okay, hold on. All right, are we there? So we're going to go back to the mission real quick so everybody sees it and our map. And so everything that you need is within, I'm going to say maybe a 5 to 10 minute drive of the hotel. And so we're going to say just plan accordingly. And just as a reminder, registration opens up at 3:30 p.m. on Thursday, July 13th. And so we look forward to seeing you next week, and we'll move on to some of the other presenters that will be speaking tonight.
Right. Some of the things that are new this year, well, the PTA's Got Talent isn't new, but we're having an amazing, fabulous hat contest. So be sure to wear your best hat. We have the band books exchange, which is something new. Bring a book, take a book. Hashtag teach the children. And this year we're going to have an internet cafe, which has some sandwiches and salad, muffin, fruit, soda, and coffee. Okay. Now Orlando, if anyone's coming from Orlando or even from Tampa, I-4 there's always traffic. So please plan accordingly. Now check into the hotel is 4 o'clock. And if you realize, I know that everything starts at like 3, I think 3 or 3:30 on Thursday. Your room might not be ready, but I'm sure they will hold your bags if you want them to do so. Also, don't forget your copy of the unit tax exempt form. That's very important. Your donated items for the band book exchange, a cash or credit card for buying fun ribbons for $1 a piece. Your scholarship baskets donation, anybody could make a basket and donate it. Breakfast concessions, if you have bought any vouchers, don't forget, make sure you bring them and not leave them at home. And then your pennies, if you could have them rolled, that'd be awesome. But if not, we're gonna have plenty of things to roll them with. Katie?
Yeah. So just a couple of reminders for those of you who are staying at the Omni Orlando at Champions Gate. When you come to the hotel for check-in, just make sure that you bring your ID. Whoever made the reservations, that's going to be probably the most helpful ID to have. Your unit tax exempt certificate. I'm sure you've heard that before and you'll likely hear it again. We don't want you to forget that information. Make sure you bring whatever method of payment that you plan for the rooms, and make sure that it matches your unit tax exempt certificate, the PTA name and the unit name as is listed on the tax exempt certificate. So there's no question. You'll also want to make sure to check any expiration dates of a unit credit card or the tax exempt certificate itself. Okay. You can also call the central reservations at the Omni to establish a MyCheck link. My understanding that this is optional. It may be most helpful for those units who want to pay by check. It's sort of a pre-authorization system that they have in place. And you can call and set this up a week ahead of time, which is like this week. Central reservations, that 1-800, the Omni number, can help you set up that MyCheck link and let you know what documents you can fax to them or what information they might need from you to help you set that up. It might make check-in a little easier, a little more timely, when you get there. But my understanding is that you can take care of this upon arrival as well. Everyone who checks into the hotel will have a $100 amenities hold, $100 per stay, not per night, per stay. And this must be on a credit card. The hotel requires this for any charges that are made to the room, any amenities that are purchased in the hotel on the room. This $100 will be returned to you in full if no charges are made to the room. You'll get that $100 back. It does need to be made on a credit card. Even those units who are planning to pay for their stay by check will need to put that $100 on a credit card. Tony mentioned this. Check-in is at 4 p.m. Check-out is at 11 a.m. So plan accordingly. And I know guest services will help hold your luggage for you if you have another event that you want to attend prior to or before checking in and checking out. We have complimentary self-parking for overnight and daily guests. If there are any, your room key can be used for that to get in and out of the parking lot. If there is anyone who is driving in, any of our exhibitors or attendees at the resource fair, that kind of thing, we will have parking pass cards for them at registration, PTA registration, not hotel registration, when you check into convention. If you're driving in for the day, just ask for that parking validation pass. For those of you who have made several room reservations under a similar name, you might consider calling the hotel or calling Central Reservations to add other roommates as accompanying guests in one room or another. That way, if roommates are arriving at a different time, it might be easier for them to check in. The name of the PTA leader who's responsible for payment must stay on all of the rooms, and that likely matches that signature on file, the credit card, etc. Now, our block has sold out. The promotional rate that, that we were being offered as Florida PTA, but there may still be some rooms available. They will be available at the current seasonal rate at the Omni Orlando at Champions Gate. If you go on the hotel's website, there's a really great resort map. You can take a look at that to see where the parking lots are, to see what other facilities are available around on the hotel property itself. It's just very informative. Take a look at that map for any additional information. Their website's very informative about other amenities that are offered at the hotel as well. I think that's it for hotel check-in. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. I'm certain we will address questions at the end of the presentation as well. The other information that you might want to keep handy and take a look at even before you leave home is the convention at a glance and the workshop schedule. Both of these documents are available on the Florida PTA website. You can find those now on the website. You can view them on the website, or there's a printable version as well if you like to have something in your hand. They will be also available on the convention app. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later in the presentation. But it is in a little bit different format. This information is subject to change. Things happen. Sometimes presenters aren't able to present whatever comes up, but if there is anything that is subject to change, we will make sure to share that information with you during announcements, during the general meetings, or in the announcements section of the convention app, which I'm sure we will go over as well. When you're the at a glance is the schedule for the entire event, all the things that are going on, the ticketed celebrations, the schedule of workshops, the schedule for when the exhibit hall is open. That the at a glance is the schedule for the entire event by day. The workshop schedule is the schedule for just the workshops. Which workshops are being presented during which workshop session, who the presenter is, that kind of information is in the workshop schedule. I encourage you, especially if you're coming with a group, I encourage you to take a look at that workshop schedule and kind of create a plan amongst yourselves. Plan to attend some different workshops. It's always fun to go with people that you know to a workshop, but this is an opportunity to attend some different workshops, gather some different information, and share all that information amongst your group with your general membership, with the rest of your board. It's a great way to gather a lot of information among your group and share that later. I think that's it. I hope you guys tune in and take a look.
I think you're up, Carolyn.
Thank you. So just a little bit of information about our general meetings. This year, we're going to roll into the 21st century, and our voting will be electronic, using your own personal device. In order to facilitate that, we ask that all delegates check in outside the meeting room about 15 minutes early. You might want to do that even earlier on the days where there will be appearances before the general meeting starts. We're also doing something different this year, as opposed to theater style seating where you sit in rows right next to each other, and then you wonder, how do I take notes, drink my coffee, and really learn something at this meeting? You'll be sitting at round tables for the most part this year. There are some rows of seats near the back of the room, but you'll be sitting at round tables, make you much more comfortable as delegates so that you could indeed have a cup of coffee and take during the general meetings. So look for your county by table, and our president-elect has done a great job of crafting a seating chart for us, which will be posted so everyone can take a peek and know where you should be seated. As I mentioned, there will be pre-meeting performances, so do get there early so that you can enjoy the entertainment. And lastly, feel free to decorate your tables. Something to keep in mind though, if your table gets messy, the linens will be changed and you'll want to take your things away at night and bring them back the next day. I ask that you do not bring any glitter, no glitter at all. Nothing sticky or wet that would ruin the tablecloths, because then, of course, we'll end up paying for them. No glass. We don't want anything to get broken or anyone to be harmed if something should be broken. No open beverage containers. Make sure your cup, your reusable cup or mug or whatever you're bringing with you, canister, has a lid on it. And feel free to bring in snacks, but of course, clean up after yourselves and don't make it any harder for the staff members who are looking after us. The general meetings will have awards, resolutions, bylaws, great information about our finances, as well as just some plain fun. And I keep stressing that throughout the weekend. Remember to have fun. Yes, we volunteer. Yes, we'll be there to learn and work, but remember to have some fun. And your units are paying for you to be there, primarily not just to learn, but to attend the general meetings, which are where we take care of the business of Florida PTA once a year. You, as members of local units and county councils, know that you're already a part of Florida PTA. As a registered delegate whose attendance has been paid for by a local unit or county council, you're obligated to participate in the business so that we as an association can carry forward. I look forward to seeing you all very soon.
All right. Maxine, President-elect.
Thank you, Alvin. Hello, everybody. I'm Maxine Lures, the bylaws chairs for Florida PTA. The bylaws committee met a couple of months ago, and we brought several amendments to the board. But only Article 8, Section 4 moved on to go to convention. And the article reads, and I am going to read it. I know you guys can read, but I am going to read it. All candidates for office must be a resident of the state of Florida at the time of nomination and as determined by the required affirmance of the residency form, except for those serving in the military and their immediate family members. Carolyn brought up a good point about voting. Remember, you're not voting how your opinion is. So whoever paid for you to go, if that's your local unit or council, please get with them while making your decision to vote for these bylaws. And again, the bylaws committee is here if you would like us to give you any information on it. And again, I believe it will be on the app. So please free to look at the app, and all the rationales are also on the app. Laura.
Okay. Hi, welcome everyone. Very excited. The Resolutions Committee is very excited to share two proposed resolutions at convention. The first one is the resolution on math anxiety, and the second one is on life-saving training and devices. And the information, the language of the resolutions has been included in emails, and it will be available as well in the app. And I do encourage everyone, or at least some, to come to the resolutions hearing on Friday morning, where you can have your questions answered. And if you need help with crafting an amendment, we'll be there to help you as well. And please, please, please do come to the general meeting where you can help make the decision as to whether or not these resolutions will be adopted by the delegates. So please do come and vote. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Laura. All right, Keller, is there anything that you would like to add? You're
But
on.
I did, oops, there we go. Yes, thank you. Not about resolutions, but I did want to, I know we're taking questions at the end, but I want to address something that came up in the chat. So everybody who was used to going to Innisbrook, and we were there for 30 some years, is used to going from building to building and dealing with the elements. You'll be happy to know that the Omni has a dedicated conference center, which is called the Osceola Conference Center, and we have that entire building. Everything will take place there except for the 2 luncheons. So you will not have as much walking. You will not be exposed to the elements once you get into the building. And Tony mentioned the internet cafe. You will not have to go back to the main hotel in order to get a snack, a cup of coffee, or just even a sandwich or a salad. We have designed this year to make you, our attendees, comfortable, well-fed, and happy. Thanks, Lawrence.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Tony. I think you're on mute, Tony.
Oops, okay. Registration is going to be in the center of the hallway in the Osceola Conference Center. Make sure you have your ID. And the minute you get your white envelope, you need to check that you have everything that's marked on the envelope. It'll say if you purchased the awards luncheon or the diversity luncheon or ribbons ahead of time. You want to check, and there'll be seating available in the Grand Saloon if you want to make sure, well, check everything, and that's in your envelope. Also, if you're not staying at the hotel, you would look at go to registration for a parking pass. And don't forget to visit our county council welcome tables in the Grand Saloon. Actually, Grand Saloon is right. And region caucuses is next. Okay, region caucuses start early Friday morning at 8:15. You'll join your delegates from your region. Membership awards are presented at that first workshop in the morning, and you can network with other leaders and members. And if you didn't get your county ribbon at the welcome tables, you'll have an opportunity to get it at the region caucuses. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Polly Delisha. I am the chair of resource development, and Florida PTA will shortly be announcing the 5 high school seniors who received scholarships from the Florida PTA this year. And we are so happy that once again, we will be raising scholarship funds at the Omni during Leadership Convention. We have 3 ways for you to help out. The first will be the Kentucky Derby themed event, our annual PTA's Got Talent. which if you've ever attended will actually prove that we don't have talent. But everybody is encouraged to come. You can come as you are. You can dress up. You can wear a fancy hat or a fascinator, or if you're tired, just come in your shorts and t-shirt. You are asked not to wear any clothing that has the PTA word or the PTA logo on it, because we do have a cash bar. And so there will be alcoholic beverages available. You are not allowed to bring beverages into this event. That violates our contract with the hotel. So please do not bring alcohol or non-alcoholic beverages into the hotel, into the PTA's Got Talent event. Part of PTA's talent will be that we will have people performing, some of the county council, some of the PTAs, some solos. And what you do is you throw dollar bills at them. You make it rain, and you pay to keep them on the stage. You pay to get them off if they're really bad. And we just throw money at the floor, and it all gets collected and deposited in our scholarship fundraising account. There are going to be a limited number of PTA's Got Talent tickets available at registration for purchase. Also, sometimes people have extras they might post in the app. So everybody who wants to get one should be able to get one before Saturday evening when our event happens. There are only snacks served at this event. It is not a dinner event, but you're welcome to buy a salad or a sandwich and bring it on in. And we'll probably have, I think, lemonade or something that's available for a non-alcoholic beverage for us to drink. Along with our Kentucky Derby event, we also will have the basket raffle this year, bringing back that favorite. The basket raffle county that brings the most baskets to the raffle, they will have a reserve table at PTA's Got Talent and receive a basket of products of Kentucky that they can share. And we will have those baskets available for you to observe and to check out and to put in your tickets to receive any of those. Usually the basket raffle goes up until midday on Saturday, and then we close that out. So those will be available from Thursday on. Also, we are adding this year a penny war. And I want to thank regions and councils for bringing forward this idea that the regions will participate in a penny war. So everybody needs to bring their change from home, all those mysterious pennies that you have all around, roll them up if you can, and we will have jars for everybody to make their deposits in. And we will be posting daily what the winning counties are. I am very pleased to announce that we have a corporate sponsor for our PTA's Got Talent event. This would be Cheddar Up. They have not only agreed to sponsor the Kentucky Derby PTA's Got Talent, they will also be matching up to $500 the earnings of the highest region for the penny war. So we are really looking forward to that partnership and bringing in that extra $500 if we can max out at least one of those penny jars. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there and getting all the support we can for scholarships. And of course, those of you who have graduating seniors next year, be sure to remind them to apply for scholarships next spring. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Polly. Okay, so there's been a lot of questions posted in chat about the convention app. And so now we're here in that part of the presentation. And so this is going to be the interactive portion. So if you guys can get your phones ready, because there's a QR code for you to scan in the next slide. See, Karen's already waving hers. All right, so the convention app is what we use at PTA, or should I say for the PTA, to basically stay in the know and manage everything that happens, during our time at convention. It can be downloaded to your device, whether you're Team Android or Team iOS. You can also use it on your tablets, through the web. Chrome is recommended. And the thing that we want everyone to understand is that you have to use the email that you registered with. That is how everything is uploaded into the app. Now, if you happen to be, and I'm going to use the word bulk registered, where one person, submitted for everybody, then we may need you to send us an email with your email address. I would say send that to Susan, which is communication at floridaPTA.org. Not sure if Alvin or someone can put that in the chat for me, so folks know who to connect with. So when you send that to us, we can go ahead and send you information back to get you into the app. Now, pretty much everything is in the app at this stage. It is live. The only things that we need to update the app with are like our pre-event game where you can get points, and win prizes, some additional documents. If you're volunteering, I want to say thank you in advance. Your volunteer information will be there. And then just general announcements throughout the day and throughout your stay at convention about just some important things that may pop up. So I will always say that, be engaged and check your app often so that you know what's happening. And when we say announcements, it could be a schedule change, it could be a class cancellation, it could be something that was added. We never know, but we want you to be in the know so that you can manage your day accordingly. Now, one of the things, especially for you first timers, is how do I go about attending all these workshops when there's only a handful of us from our PTA that are here? One of the things that we will say is that I would say divide and conquer is the best method to go about trying to attend as many workshops as possible. And so if you're a treasurer, attend the treasurer class. If you're president, attend the president's class. But there's many other things that relate to what we do as PTA. And it is best to just decide who's going to go to what class and bring that information back to your local unit and share it out so that everyone is in the know with the information. And I'm going to also post in the chat the web link. And so if you prefer to use your browser, that is the link to go to use your browser and also to gain access on your mobile device or your laptop, whichever you prefer to use. And I believe that's pretty much it with respect to the convention app. And if you have any issues gaining access, please contact either myself or Susan at the state office so that we can get you plugged in. And we'll try and give you a quick turnaround so that you can go in and start planning your agenda, for the classes and the events that you want to participate in. Yeah, I guess the voting application is me too. And I think we've already talked about that one earlier on. Carolyn mentioned about the election map. It will be e-ballot is what we're using, and more information will come out on that with respect to how, what the workflow, what the flow is going to look like, for you during the general session. We will do some practice sessions during the at the general meeting so that all of us can get comfortable with using it. As she said, we're coming into the, I guess, a new century here. And so we're going to come into new technology to move our meetings along so that, we can do what's best for the association. And with this app as well, it will be the email that you are registered with. So again, if someone did multiple registrations under one email address, please let us know so that we can make sure that you have access to the voting app, and that way you can exercise your voice. I believe Lami and Alvin are up next.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lamia, and can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The application that we're going to be using for the volunteer application, we're going to be using the Sling app. You can download it from the App Store. It's like the picture that's there. It says Sling Employee Scheduling App. It has a blue background and a white geometric shape in the middle. Just as been stated before, you must use the email that you registered with, and the volunteer approval emails have already been sent out, so you should know that you are a volunteer. The schedules will be available on Sunday, and the contact information is there for myself and Alvin. That was also included in the email that was sent out. And we do have a separate training on Friday for the volunteers. So please make sure that you have registered for that training. If you have not, just check your email. I don't know if Alvin can put the link or something in there. The email was sent to you, so you should have it in your email. If not, just go ahead and email myself, lcvolunteer@floridapta.org, or Alvin at leadership.development@floridapta.org. Thank you.
So thank you, Lamia. And as everyone knows, this is our centennial year. Florida PTA turned 100 years old back in April. And we are extremely happy to continue the centennial celebration through this Centennial Leadership Convention. With that, for those of you that may have missed the opportunity to participate in the different areas of donation and sponsorship for the Centennial, we are happy to still provide you with the opportunity to purchase Centennial Bricks for our History Walk of Fame, which is adjacent to our garden at the Florida PTA State Office. Something that's a little bit different this time is, for this specific occasion, there are two things that are very different. One, the Centennial logo is imprinted on each of the bricks that are purchased for this event. As well, you will receive a small replica of your brick as well for the very low and economical price tag of only $100. You will receive, your brick will be placed in the garden in the Walk of Fame, and you will receive the replica. This really is an opportunity for us to not only celebrate Florida PTA's 100th anniversary, but to also 100 years from now, someone's going to look down and see your name and say, oh, Carolyn Nelson Goddard was a supporter of PTA 100 years ago. And then, of course, your replica brick actually makes a really nice coaster. Mine is the coaster for my coffee mug every morning. So there will be an opportunity for you to be able to do that. In fact, there will be an area set up for that, for you to be able to get information. And if for some reason I'll be wandering around convention, you can stop me and ask me, and I will get you pointed in the right direction. Thank you very much.
All right, Tony. You're on mute again.
Okay, the committee members, Tony Nielsen, me, Katie Burris, Vice Chair, Lawrence Claremont, the Vice President for Leadership Development, Alvin Gainey is our Leadership Development Chair, Maria Karlberg is our Exhibitor Chair, Jeff Tysco is the Technology Chair, Naomi Frierson is the Technology Committee member, and Lamia Lee is the Volunteer Coordinator. And we wouldn't be able to do this without our office staff members. Susan K is the Communications Coordinator, and Robin DeMar is an Office Manager. Thank you.
All right, and I also wanted to add Matthew Maychuk. He's our Vice Chair on the Technology Committee. And that pretty much concludes our presentation on Leadership Convention. Hopefully you've received the information that you needed to start out to have a great start, when you arrive at the Omni. And at this time, we'd like to take a moment to answer any questions that possibly have not been answered in the chat. And I see that there's a question about the getting a PDF of the PowerPoint. Yes, we'll be able to send that out to those that have attended tonight. Are there any questions from anyone?
Alvin, sorry, not Alvin, Lawrence,
Yes.
this is Lamia. There was a question in the chat about not wearing anything with PTA on it. So if you can just clarify for me, because I don't think the person understood it to mean when they're going, where they're gonna be
Yes.
alcoholic beverages on sale.
All right, so that pretty much applies to, let's say, like PTA's Got Talent. Since there is alcohol that will be served, we need to maintain separation, between the brand versus our social and fun activities. The worst thing that could happen is that someone takes a picture of you in your PTA shirt or your PTA attire and, post it on social media. But during the PTA's Got Talent event, we are requesting that, you don't wear the PTA brand, on your attire or, buttons or however you want to look at it. Hopefully that answers your question, whoever posted it in chat. There have been a couple questions about, will the recording be available? Yes, it will be. And it will be posted to the Florida PTA website, probably to tomorrow afternoon, for you to be able to go in and share with those who may not have been able to attend tonight. There's a question that was sent to me about the app. Are all the attendees on there from past years? Probably, because it does carry from year to year, but most likely not. So we would have to take a look and see if that's what's occurring. Any other questions? All right, Carolyn, any closing remarks?
I'm so glad to see everybody's excited, and that the information that was shared this evening has been informative and made you even more excited about joining us next week. If you're like me, as soon as this event is over, you will have additional questions because you'll think of something else. Hey, I should have asked X, Y, and Z. Please feel free to reach out. We are all the board of directors and the Florida PTA executive here to make sure that your experience at our leadership convention is a good one and that you leave better informed and with a bigger network than when you arrived. So if you have questions, all of our contact information is available on the Florida PTA website, and some email addresses were shared with you this evening. Feel free to reach out because we want you to arrive ready to learn. Thanks again for joining us this evening, and thanks to the committee. Great presentation.
Lawrence,
Yes, Alvin.
just before you end the session, someone just put in a really good question. There was a mention to a session that is for Friday evening. That session is specific for convention volunteers only. So if you're not a convention volunteer, you don't have to worry about joining us Friday evening. Thank you, Lawrence.
You're welcome. All right, I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining us tonight, and we look forward to meeting with y'all at convention. So till then, y'all have a good night.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.